Do your summer plans include conquering the world of professional tennis, building your own power washing empire, becoming a well-respected member of Japan's criminal community? Well, this month you can do all that and more, so long as you've got an Xbox Game Pass membership.
There's no roadmap on Earth that will guarantee you a safe passage along Road 96. That's because this is a procedurally generated adventure in which your route to the border changes on each run. You never know whether the next person you hitch a ride with will be a friendly tech nerd or a sinister nihilist. You could end up embroiled in a police chase or a criminal caper. Or maybe you'll just find yourself waiting tables so you can buy a bus ticket. No matter what, you're sure to hit at least one major crossroads where you have to choose how to interact with your fellow travelers. And these choices could decide whether your journey culminates in a triumphant escape or a very dead end. But thanks to its ingenious premise, memorable characters, and ever-shifting story, you're definitely in for one heck of a trip.
On the 5th of July, indie darlings Zachtronics are back with their final title, Last Call BBS. From the minds that brought us the visual novel Eliza and the endless dirt-digging fun of Infiniminer, Last Call BBS is actually 8 games all rolled into one. The premise is that you've been given a strange, antiquated computer called the Sawayama Z5 Power Lance to play around with. On this odd machine, you'll find a buffet of strange, old-school games like the anime Robot Builder, Steed Force Hobby Studio, and the Food Factory Simulator 20th Century Food Court. Each of the 8 games provides a ton of charming retro fun, while playing through them all might just reveal something about the mysterious Sawayama Corporation behind the whole thing. Arriving just in time for Wimbledon, Matchpoint Tennis Championships will be hitting Xbox and PC Game Pass on July 7th. It promises to serve up some of the most authentic tennis action we've ever seen, with intricate ball physics, smooth character animations, and enhanced player control, combining to replicate the real thing as closely as possible. And feel free to add your own grunting for an even more immersive experience. Matchpoint also boasts a career mode in which you get to design your very own tennis star, kit them out with gear from some of the biggest real name brands, and take them all the way to the very top of the sport.
If you've recently enjoyed the sunny climes of Yara while playing Far Cry 6 and fancy some more despot toppling action, Far Cry 5 hit Xbox and PC Game Pass on July 1st. This time around, the open world shooter series heads to a quiet little part of Montana called Hope County. With its apple pies and its oh shucks charms, it really would be a perfect slice of Americana if it wasn't for the Doomsday cult that had taken the whole place over. Really ruins the vibe. So it's up to you to unite the resistance and lead the charge against the cultists. Just like the most recent game, Far Cry 5 features everything we've come to love about the series. A vast map to explore, a charismatic bad guy to take down, and a huge array of options about how you do so.
The problem with school is that they waste so much time teaching you about fractions and mitochondria and whatnot, rather than stuff you'll actually use in real life. You know, like how to solve logic puzzles in a room that's rapidly filling up with water. Fortunately, Escape Academy arrives day one on Xbox and PC Game Pass to address these gaps in the curriculum. Crafted by real-world escape room experts, this first-person puzzle game presents you with all kinds of deviously designed rooms to work your way out of, often with a nice rising water level or ticking time bomb to help you stay really focused. Naturally, these frantic puzzle-solving parties are even more fun with a few buddies in tow, and Escape Academy lets you play in both local and online co-op with full PC to console crossplay enabled. Throw in some slick 60 FPS visuals on the Xbox Series X and S, and there's no escaping how awesome this looks.
There is something undeniably satisfying about taking something covered in grime and restoring it to its former glory. I mean, there's basically a whole YouTube community built around it. But like all things in life, cleaning is made better by the involvement of power tools. And nowhere is this clearer than in PowerWash Simulator. As well as the simple, visceral joy of blasting dirt into smithereens and leaving everything in sight squeaky clean, PowerWash Simulator lets you build your own washing business from the ground up. By scrubbing your way across the dusty town of Muckingham, you'll be able to unlock all sorts of nozzles and washers to help you get into every last nook and cranny. And you can even team up with a buddy and make your way through career mode together in co-op. Because remember, the couple that cleans together, beans together. I don't know, come back to me, I'll have something good for you next time, I promise.
Xbox and PC Game Pass already have a pretty robust crew of Yakuza titles, including both the remastered collection and the 2020's daring RPG shakeup Like a Dragon. But you can always use a little more muscle, so we're delighted to see Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 make a return to the service. Now you can start at the very beginning with a prequel that tells the story of how Kazuma Kiryu became the legendary figure that he is today. Then you can enjoy a couple of his 2 earliest adventures in lusciously remastered form thanks to the Kiwami games. Because, one look at Kazuma will tell you this is a man who likes to look his best. Each of these games tells an operatic tale of warring gangs and epic rivalries, but just as importantly, they also give you the freedom to sing karaoke, play baseball, and hang out with the game's iconic cast of hardened criminals and lovable weirdos. DJMAX Respect 5 is a rhythm game that's sure to delight you even if you have absolutely no sense of rhythm at all. Its tracklist is packed with everything from industrial bangers to smooth jazz numbers, meaning everyone will be able to find a tune to groove to, and the anime-inspired visuals which accompany them bring the whole thing to life in a charming, kind of bewildering fashion. Plus, the background animations all support 60 FPS, so they'll stay in time even if you don't. The game itself is a compulsively simple question of matching the notes on the screen as they appear, stringing together combos to try and notch as high a score as possible. With hundreds of songs to choose from and a range of difficulties that change how many buttons you've got to worry about, DJMAX Respect 5 is like a lot of musical instruments, easy to pick up but almost impossible to master.
The idea that taking down a boss grants you access to their powers is one of gaming's oldest mechanics, and really, it just seems fair. But what if the boss's power was actually distributed to all of the other enemies instead? It's exactly as nightmarish as it sounds, and it's a key part of Overwhelm's sadistic design. In this grisly action platformer, you'll wander through the dank caverns of an exceptionally creepy place called The Hive. You can only see a few feet around you, enemies can pop out from any direction, and it only takes a single hit to send you to an early grave. The whole thing is incredibly stressful, and that's before enemies start pilfering your hard-earned power-ups. If you're a real masochist in search of a challenge, Overwhelm hits PC Game Pass on July 14th.
Between the epic road trip and the hot new startup, I'd say that should be enough to get you through at least the first half of the summer. But don't worry, Xbox Game Pass still has plenty up its sleeve. So, to keep track of everything that's incoming, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell before you head off to start enjoying some of these wonderful games. Bye!